And we're back. We are back, everybody. Welcome to the Laugh and Death podcast, another episode for your listening ears. If you guys are not subscribed on our YouTube channel, just search up youtube.com/laughanddeath. We finally hit 100 subscribers.
Yeah.
100 subs. Thank you to you guys, all of our friends, our listeners, new listeners. It's really awesome. Also, go ahead and check us out on iTunes, Google Play Music, and, of course, Spotify. Just search us up, look up Laugh and Death, and you can find all of our latest episodes. Really fun times here at the Laugh and Death
Some
crew.
fun times.
Somewhat. It's okay. Sometimes it's fun. I like your shirt. I keep looking at your shirt. It's really dope. Welcome to Horrorland. I keep thinking about Hellfest and how much it's going to... I feel like it's going to...
I kind of want to go to Horrorland.
Horrorland.
Horror. Like, oh, my bad.
Horror.
I thought you were saying Horrorland. Horror.
Horror.
Like scary. Like scary.
Yeah, like
okay.
spoopy.
I got it now. Sorry.
No, yeah. I don't know. It makes me think of Hellfest, that movie that...
Did you see the other movie that's coming out? What is it? Not Hellfest, because Hellfest was the indie movie that we saw.
No, Bloodfest was the movie.
Bloodfest.
And then Hellfest is the movie that's...
Who copied who? Because they're very similar.
Yeah.
Like with the announcer and everything. And
Yeah.
It's weird.
But the Hellfest,
is-
the new one, it's just like one-on-one rather than the whole park going against the group.
And Hellfest isn't a comedy.
No.
Bloodfest had comedy in it.
Yeah.
They were trying to be funny.
It was campy.
I mean, it was not good. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. It was just like...
There.
Yeah, it was there. It was a movie, you know?
Yeah.
It was something.
It was something.
Did you guys get this alert from the presidential alert?
I didn't get it.
I did not get it.
It's so weird. It says, it does not look like a mushroom. It's huge and glorious. Trust me. Huge. I wonder what the president's talking about.
I have no idea.
Huge.
Yeah. I didn't get it. I know
A lot of
a
people
few of my
got
friends
it.
got
Yeah,
it.
a lot of my friends. My girl got it. I think my girl got it. A lot of my friends got it.
I mean, it was supposed to be like a nationwide test. And I feel like it's okay. Like if it was any other president, like it would be like, oh, no big deal. Just the presidential sex. Like, it's just like
A presidential sext?
it's just like, hey, like it's like a warning system. Like, hey, the bombs are falling. Oh fuck, we all get a text at once. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like if it was any other president, it would have been better. But I don't think I trust the Trump administration with this kind of power.
Before we get into it, my girl, she asked me today. She's like, hey, did you get that alert? And I was like, no. And she started laughing, right? And I was like, what? And she's like, nah, I just saw this meme that said, everybody that didn't get the alert, you're getting deported. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Wow, that is...
And for you guys who don't know what the alert, what alert we're talking about, FEMA is testing like a Amber Alert type system. Like when you have your phone and an alert just comes up like with the siren blaring. It's like, hey, what is it? The Amber Alerts and stuff.
Like that.
It's kind of like that, but it's just like this was a test.
Yeah.
This is a test from the administration to like whatever.
Why do you said you didn't trust the administration, or what was it?
I don't know. I feel like this administration is up to a lot of fuckery to begin with. And David, you think he had a tweet you're going to share it with us?
Oh, yeah. John McAfee, the owner of McAfee Antivirus, spyware, all that stuff, he tweeted yesterday, the presidential alerts, they are capable of accessing the E911 chip in your phones, giving them full access to your location, microphone, camera, and every function of your phone. This is not a rant. This is from me, still one of the leading cybersecurity experts. Wake up, people. That's fucking scary. I'm just like, yeah, I'm happy I didn't get a fucking text message, so I'm not.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they still have access to everything to begin with. Like, they're doing the Batman thing, dude.
Exactly. We talked about that, what?
Like, a couple episodes ago?
Yeah.
Where they have the whole, like, the NSA's already spying on you, so what's up, NSA?
Yeah, I mean, so what? I mean, wake up, people. The whole thing, like,
how do you like the pictures
what?
of my
I
asshole?
mean, we're already, yeah, like, we're already in a fucking system.
It does not look like a mushroom, dude. It does not look
That's
like a
the
mushroom.
biggest thing that I'm taking away from this ad. Biggest.
Oh, and then, and also, isn't John McAfee like a big conspiracy theorist? So, I mean, I guess, yes, he's a cybersecurity expert. Like, he owns a cybersecurity company, but he's also, like, pretty fucking crazy. But
he's also a genius.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he's, like, one of those, like, geniuses that are...
too smart for their own good.
Yeah, exactly.
Just too much time and too much thoughts. I'm just like, oh, God.
Too much thoughts? Oh, thoughts. Sorry, I'm just kind of, like, in
Them
a-
hoes over there mood.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel scared or paranoid by that. Like,
Nah, I feel like it's I mean, maybe at one point there was too many checks to like go through access everybody's information, but now it's kind of like either they will or they won't. I don't fucking care anymore.
Did you all have to re-sign into your Facebook, like within the last 3 weeks or so?
No, fuck Facebook. I did it on my Facebook like 5 years ago.
So you didn't have to re-sign in? Because I had to re-sign in about 2 weeks ago, and then I find out that their security got breached again.
Yeah.
And my fucking Instagram signed out also. I had to re-sign into both accounts.
that might be iPhones, bro. Because my sister and her boyfriend, they're like, hey, you got to change the password to our Wi-Fi. And I'm like, why? She's like, I think I'm getting hacked. I'm like, it's never happened to me.
No,
It's never happened to my mom. It's never happened to my dad. Like,
Yeah.
and she's like, yeah, me and Jacob. And I'm like, dude, I think it's you guys. Like, it's not. I've never had any problems. She's been hacked into Facebook. She's gotten her Instagram hacked. She's had to make 2 different accounts.
What website is she visiting? She looking up anime titties?
No, I mean Facebook is up to some fuckery. Also, even if they are getting hacked,
Fuckery book.
they do what?
Fuckery book. Facebook.
They yeah, I get it now. Sorry. They sold phone numbers that you used for 2-factor authentication. So like if you want to log into your Facebook, you put in your phone number and they send you a code, and then you put in that code after you put in your password. So like that's to prevent you from getting hacked. So if somebody tries to put in they have your password, they put it in, but they still have to get the code from your phone to access your Facebook, you know. And those phone numbers, they weren't like public. They were just solely for Facebook to send you the code. But what they did is they turned around and sold all those phone numbers to like marketing firms and stuff. When they said they weren't going to, and they got found out, they're just like, oops. Like, so I wouldn't doubt that they're the ones like fucking up with the whole like security features and stuff. Like, they don't give a fuck. Even if they are getting hacked, they still don't give a fuck. Like, to fix it.
I have a theory for my phone and why I never get hacked.
It's old as fuck and nobody wants it.
Wait, this is good. You know how like yogurt's like a bacteria basically, and it's good for you. It's a certain bacteria that's good for you, right?
Okay.
Here's how it compares to my phone. I watch so much porn that I think I've gotten the good viruses
You're part of the system.
that are fighting against the bad viruses. So it's
You're
like
so fucking stupid.
so much porn is good for me. I think that's why I've never been hacked.
So if someone were to sit on your phone, would you think they'd get pregnant?
Holy shit. Probably. That's my theory. I don't get hacked.
Oh God.
I think something was up with my Instagram because I have the I don't have the 2-factor authentication thing on my Instagram, but my personal Instagram, when I was looking at like, because you know how if you post a story, it tells you, oh, these many people looked at your story. I was like, I'm only getting like 14 views on my story, and I'm like, something's up. So I went through my settings, dude. The majority of the people on my stories were blocked to not view my story.
Well, it could be also that when you probably set it to like custom at one point. Just
But I didn't. I never worked with that. I've never touched those settings ever.
Their algorithm?
maybe.
Because every social media has a different algorithm where they show what's relevant to certain people's feeds, the people that you engage with and shit. Mainly.
I mean, yeah, something's going up. That's what I'm saying. Like, I keep getting emails to my email that's not logged in with Facebook or Instagram. Like, I have a separate email that's just like my main email, and I've been getting emails from Instagram saying like, "Hey, we see you have trouble logging in. Like, click here to reset your password." It's like, I don't have an account with you. Like, what are you talking about? So I just kind of like blocked them. Because for whatever reason,
I've never had to relog into any of my social medias.
That's crazy. I've had to.
Shit, it's always been
My Blizzard account, my EA account, my other what's it called? Ubisoft account.
What
Whenever
about
you
your
buy those
Pornhub
games.
account?
Never.
You're weaved in the fucking system, bro.
No, these are just video game accounts. They keep getting hacked, and I keep getting emails from EA, Ubisoft, and Blizzard saying like you need to reset your password. And so I go in there and I log in and I reset everything, and my name is changed, and all the text in the filler box has been changed to like what I assume is like Middle Eastern text. They're all different.
ISIS?
It's aliens.
No, it's it's not aliens, but
It's aliens.
ISIS aliens?
Aliens.
it's saying that the people have, like, there's been like fraudulent activity on my account. I don't have any cards on there. I don't have anything like that. I will say my Pizza Hut, not my Pizza Hut, my Domino's account has gotten hacked before, and some guy treated himself to like $200 worth of pizza in Brooklyn. True story.
I mean,
And you got that reimbursed, or like what?
I got reimbursed, and then I just signed out of Domino's, and I never logged back in because it had all my cards, and they used several cards that were on my account to buy themselves pizza.
I've only one. Okay, I take this back. One time that I got a message that somebody said, I got an email that said somebody used your account in California to purchase a cupcake.
What?
But it was like $2.50, and I was like, what the fuck? And I looked into the record of it or whatever, like what that was used. I don't have any of those cards on record, and I'm like, maybe somebody has a different person on file that they think is me. Like when somebody calls you on the phone, it's like, oh, sorry, wrong person, wrong email, wrong. I don't know.
Speaking of phone calls,
destination.
I've been getting a lot of like spam calls.
The scam likely ones.
Yeah, Scam You Likely. That's my friend Scam You Likely.
Scam You Likely.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember seeing people get a lot of those, and then I started getting a few, but not as many as.
It's like a virus now, dude. Like it's every single day. And I'm just like, why?
For a while, I was getting messages from people because I have an area code 940 from when I was still working up north, and I would get messages from somebody for a couple months that saying, "Hey, Kyra, what's up?" But like for a month straight, they were like, and I'd be like, "This is not Kyra. You have the wrong number. Stop playing Kyra." Like they were like, "What? I don't know." And then like it stopped finally, and after 2 years, they messaged me again. "Hey, what's up, Kyra?" Again, like what the fuck, dude? I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm not Kyra. Like I don't know what you're talking about. That's weird shit to me.
When I was a senior in high school, I went to my senior registration. I had my social security card, my birth certificate, my whole life in my back pocket. Well, my dumbass lost it. And when tax season came around, my mom took us. She got my birth certificate, everything replaced, and so we went in. They were like, "Oh, your son's already been claimed," and she was like, "No, that's not true. Like this is my son." They were like, "Oh no, somebody else claimed him." Yeah, and then we find out that somebody had stolen my stuff at the Eckhart Chelsea High School, and yeah, fuck you and your mom. She got arrested for
Shit.
for identity theft and
Somebody's out for
tax
you,
fraud.
though.
Fuck that. I know who it was too.
No,
so.
I'm saying like you got the social security issue, hacking on your phone. You got the bad juju, bro.
Dude, this is 2004.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
2003.
No, I'm saying like you have a history of people fucking taking your identity and hacking your shit. So you got the bad juju, bro.
Nah,
Shit's never happened to me like that.
nah, I've been good.
Okay. I have a question for you guys. I want to get drunk. That's not a question.
It's not a question. That's a statement.
I want to get drunk.
I want to get drunk.
So I want to know what's like the craziest or funniest, worst drunk stories you guys have. I'll start with mine if you guys want, unless you want to start with
I've
mine.
got two.
I got two.
So I'd
too.
like to pepper them in.
Pepper.
I'll start with mine.
Okay.
So it was I think it was either a birthday party or a quinceañera or something in Houston, out by Dayton with one of my cousins.
You were dating your cousin?
Damn right, brother.
Hell yeah, he's my cousin.
Cousin.
No, we were out there and he had recently just gotten a new home, right? At the time, and he was with a wife at the time. You know what I mean? They were together, and he was in a relationship and stuff. And this house, they hadn't even the day we got there, their bedrooms weren't even finished. You know what I mean? Like it was just like, fuck it, let's go over there because it's on 2 acres. They have a bunch of land. Let's party in the back. Let's have a party in the back and shit. So we're all hanging out over there, and this guy brings like a white boy, like fucking redneck dude. He invites him over, and dude has like a crate of moonshine, bro. Like clear moonshine,
Handmade, like homemade moonshine.
Yes, yes.
Damn, dude.
like in mason jars, and like some were cinnamon, some were apple flavored, and there was the clear moonshine and shit. We were drinking and stuff, and at first I was like hesitant. I was like, I don't know. I never like mixing shit, and I'm like, this is fucking strong. I know it is. You know what I mean? I was like, man, fuck it. I started getting more drunk. Getting confident and like fucking baboso. You know what I mean? And like, I was like, fuck it. I get a jar of moonshine, and dude, we're drinking the whole night. Like that shit was so like pure. It felt like it would just hit my tongue and evaporate, and I couldn't even feel myself swallowing it. I was just being drunk. I was just so drunk, and I don't remember this happening, my siblings had to tell me the next morning. But what they told me, I woke up in the morning, had to go throw up, fucking puked, and my sister's knocking on the door. My eldest sister, she's like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm just throwing up." And I get out, and she's like, "Do you know what happened last night?" And I'm like, "No, what happened?" She's like, "You were fucking walking around naked, butt ass naked in the house in nothing but tube socks." I'm like, she's like, encuerado, like just a massive dude, just a big dude, walking around in just tube socks. And I'm like, fuck.
Like, was that when you were like 5'6" too?
Yeah. No. Yeah, no. And well, here's the thing too. I think my cousin told me that his wife, because they have like a backsliding door that goes into their backyard, and they were all still out there, right? Like drinking and shit still through the night. And she said that from her peripheral, she saw like, because I'm real pale, dude. My body's real white. And she saw like from her peripheral just a white shining
fucking
thing.
Ghost.
Yeah. A fucking ghost. And she looks to her left, looks into the house, and she's the first one to spot me, saying that she just saw me walking butt ass naked in her fucking new home. That hadn't like, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. You know, this is really bad. And this is another thing that my brother's the one that was the one that had to control me, and he's like, he was talking to me and shit while I was all drunk, and I was just like muttering shit, and he fucking grabbed me, threw me into the restroom, and he told me he put my fucking underwear back on me. He's like,
That's love.
You got a big fucking ass. Like, I had to fucking put this tiny. How do you wear this underwear? He was like, you put this tiny ass underwear back on me. He's like, fucking put your dumb ass to sleep, and he's like, the fuck's wrong with you, bro? You got too fucking drunk. But that's like probably my craziest drunk story.
Have you done that before or after? Like, gotten butt ass naked again and another?
No, it's never happened to me.
It's just that one.
It was just that
it's
once.
The fucking moonshine.
It's
bro.
the moonshine, bro. I don't know why. I don't know why I fucking did that. Like, I felt really embarrassed. I'm glad I wasn't conscious of it, because I felt like I would have felt worse.
Yeah.
But I was just kind of like, fuck. Like, and their new, like, I'm saying the day prior, they had nobody at the house. The very next day was the first time anybody was at the house, and I'm fucking walking naked in that bitch. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Reminds me of a story of one of my buddies. He got so drunk, and I'm not going to say his name because he might run for like a Supreme Court later. But he got so drunk that like he just like was passed out on the chair, and we were like poking at him like, hey, wake up, like, you know, and he was just like passed out. So what we did is like we got tape, like duct taped him to the chair and like put a blanket over him so he couldn't see the duct tape. And then we woke him up. He's like, hey dude, let's go inside. He's just like, oh, I can't move. What can I move? I was like, dude, stop playing, let's go. He's like, I can't move, I'm paralyzed.
That is awesome.
That's fucked up, dude.
And then like we were like, we're just fucking with you. We cut him off. We cut him like off the chair or whatever. We go inside. He goes into the restroom to go puke. He comes out. Not funny, guys. His whole face is covered like in like permanent marker. Like it's just like we made him to like every Kiss character and like put dicks like going into his mouth. And
Oh my god.
Yeah, this guy was.
I'm paralyzed. That's fucking funny.
He would never learn his lesson. Like he'd always get shit faced, and it's like, dude, you know you pass out. Like don't trust us. Like don't fucking trust us.
Yeah. Oh god.
We're gonna mess with you, and we did.
And we did. That's fucked up.
All right, so one time, my buddy and I went to his brother's house, and we would get together at least once every couple weeks or so, play Rock Band, play fucking trivia games, all that shit, right? And I had just turned 22 years old at the time, and
Mijo.
yeah, I was a little boy. I didn't drink until I turned 21. And we were hanging out, and we were like, you know what? Let's he's like, let's get some Four Locos. Everybody's talking about this Four Locos, and this was before they took the caffeine out.
Yeah, before they fucked it up.
Before they ruined it.
I mean, it's still pretty bad, but you go ahead.
Yeah, it was disgusting. But yeah, I can't look at a Four Locos can the same after that night, because we came up with a great idea. I was like, hey man, I dare you, my buddy. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm like, I dare you to chug a Four Locos. And I'm like, shotgun it. He's like, all right. So he stood there, shotgun a Four Locos, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be sorry. And so I opened up mine. I was sipping it, and we started to play Rock Band, and the night quickly changed, because he was just sitting there playing guitar, trying to sing, and he was sitting in his recliner like, and so me being a good friend that I am, I'm like, hey, here's the other one. Remember we're gonna do 2 tonight? And he was like, oh no. So he was like, finish yours. So I went ahead and I shotgunned I finished the rest of mine, chugged it, and then we're sitting there and he gets it. He was like, I ain't no bitch. That's our thing when we start drinking. We get really fucking drunk.
Oh God,
I
man.
ain't no
That's
bitch.
every fucking dude. Like we're just gotta.
Mama ain't raised no bitch.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's there and he starts chugging it and he stops, burps, and then he starts chugging it again. I'm like, all right, let me keep up with you. And yeah, things went awry after that. And I stopped drinking after that because I was like, I have to drive home in a few hours. So I hung out. He passed out on the recliner. And we're there. I was just there, continue to play rock band, whatever, guitar, drums, and shit. And then his brother was like, "Hey, let's go outside to the back, to the front." I'm like, "All right, cool." These guys had a whole aluminum boat filled with ice, and there was just beer poking out everywhere. These guys know how to fucking party. They work out in the rigs, and as soon as I they're gonna know who I'm talking about. He was like, "I'm like, yeah, I need Dos Equis." He's like, "No, it's just Land Shark." I'm like, "All right, fuck it." So we started drinking Land Sharks outside.
It's always those dudes too who always party the fucking hardest. That's my cousin too. Like,
Oh yeah. No, they had like fucking 4 cars, music blaring, gritos,
In sync.
banda.
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was fun. Great night. But I was like halfway through my first beer and I started to dry heave and I was like, oh my God, like I don't know how I'm gonna do this. And I took off running to the side of the house and I threw up on the biggest fucking anthill you can think of. It was massive. It was like at least 2 feet high. It was a big red anthill. And I just started puking and puking and puking and I could not stop. And it was to the point where I could feel the veins in my face.
Oh,
They were
hate that, dude.
tingling with as violent as I was vomiting. So I turn around and I look at the youngest brother. I'm like, I gotta go home. And he's like, well, you can't drive. And I'm like, can you take me home? So anyways, they take me home, which I live like 2.5 miles from my buddy's place. And they drop me off in the front. He's like, you be all right? I'm like, yeah. So he had a DD follow him so that they could go back together. So they dropped off my car and I sat in the front yard of my parents' house. And I sat there and I'm like, okay, I'm going to sober up a little bit. And I'm not going to go inside until I sober up because I don't want to see me like this. And I sat there and I black out.
And it cuts to morning. You're like, what?
It literally cuts to morning, like 4 hours later, and I'm asleep in the front yard covered in like dew from the grass.
Fuck.
And I wake up with the worst fucking hangover of my life. I was in bed for 2 days after that with woozy, massive headache. It was the worst. The absolute
Hangover 2 or
worst.
3? Nah.
It was the worst drunk
So 3.
story. That's my worst drunk story, my worst hangover story. It was bad. It took me out for like 2 days. And I woke up and I walk into the house and my parents are sitting there and they're eating breakfast
I have
and
no
I'm
clue
like,
that you were.
yeah, they were like, where were you? I was like, asleep in the front yard. I'm going to bed. It was bad.
I remember one time in high school, coming back home from a party. I'm just like straight face, just like, okay, I'm gonna go in, walk to my room, no big deal. I'm fucking trying to open the door, like hitting myself like against it because I'm just leaning into it. And then my mom opens the door like 4 a.m. It's like, where were you? Like, at a party. Did you drink? Nah. Just like, no. And I'm pretty sure I smelled like a fucking like, like a bar or something. And she's like, are you sure? I was like, oh, I'm gonna go bed. And I was like, okay.
I'm gonna go back.
And I'd fucking just lay down, wake up, cut to morning and wake up. Everybody's gone. Like, I think they went to Mexico for the day or whatever. And I had the worst hangover. I just like woke up, threw up, went back to sleep, threw up again, went back to sleep. I just completed that cycle like 5 or 4 times. And I was alone the whole day. So I was like, if I die, nobody's going to know until like they come home. And I was like searching up like Google, like, how do you know if you have alcohol poisoning?
That's the worst.
I fucking like wrote a letter and everything. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm never going to do this again. If you find my body, know that I loved you.
All right, I have one more time where, well, 2 more times. I just want to talk about this one more time. Shout out again to my homie Juan23 on Instagram. Homie Juan,
Thanks, man.
really good bro of mine. We were drinking at his grandparents' house, and we had that 32 pack of PBR that you can buy at HEB. It's just a massive 32 pack just for both of us. And I'm gonna say right now, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like 15 beers will fuck you up. Like you will be fucked up. You know what I mean? I don't care how fucking strong.
Unless
you
you're
think
drinking
are.
like Michelob or Coors.
Yeah, that's water. No, so we were drinking and like we got so fucking drunk that we used to have a little makeshift studio in a shack in his backyard, right? That like a little shed that his grandma had.
Yeah.
It was like 3 a.m, bro. We were drinking in this little shed, finishing it all up. We were drunk as fuck and we started playing corridos and shit. And we both, me and him, fucking yelling, bro, into the middle of the night. And his grandma fucking opens his door and she's like, ¿Por qué están gritando, pendejos? She started getting fucking pissed. And we were like, she's like, ¿Por qué están tomando? Están bien borrachos, ¿verdad, pendejos? She's just like talking shit about it. She's like, ya cállate, por favor. Están durmiendo la gente aquí. And everybody's asleep in the neighborhood and shit, going off on us. We're like, oh shit. Like,
I'm sorry, grandma.
Yeah, I didn't think we were that loud, bro. Like, we were fucking screaming, doing gritos and crying and shit. And like, I love you, bro. Like, stupid bro shit. It was just like, he'll remember that time. It was just fucking crazy, like, funny. To have his grandma just come out and like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Are you serious? Like,
I remember when I went to school in Kingsville, our fraternity, we had like a building we called the church. Well, it was an old church, but we had like made it into like our thing that we'd go and have meetings at and stuff. Mm-hmm. And one time we threw a party in there, and it was like a blacklight party, so all the lights were off and we had black lights on and everything. And one of my buddies, he had like the vodka whipped cream, and he would go around like to couples and be like, hey, like put the whipped cream on the girl's like the chest, and the guy would have to lick it off, or like the guy's chest and then the girl would have to lick it off. And it was just kind of like to keep the party going, like make it a little fun. And I remember one time this chick, she's like, hey, can I have some of that? Like, I'll put it on my chest. And she's like, oh yeah, sure. And he puts it on her chest, and then like she goes off into the party. She comes back a little while later and she's like, hey, can I have some more? She's like, yeah, no problem. Like, sure. Puts it again. And then like she does this like 3 times. Like she comes the third time, we're like how much more do you need? Like, what the fuck? And so I was like, I'll go follow her, see what she's doing with it. Like, maybe she's just eating it, whatever. And she goes, right, and like I see her like go up to this dude, like, and then she's like, hey, and he's like looking at her like, really, again? Like, what the fuck? So what this girl was doing was like just getting the whipped cream up, going to her crush and be like, hey, look, I have some, so you could like lick it off my titties or whatever. And he was just like, oh, haha, and like would do it. And then I was like, hey man, are you like, what's going on? And he's like, dude, this chick's not leaving me alone. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm here with my girlfriend. Like, and she's wanting me to lick her, like her titties like for the longest time. And so I go back to my buddy, like, hey, no more, because this guy has a girlfriend. Like we're party people, but we're like respectful.
Respect women 2018.
Yeah. And then like she was drunk also, so he's just like, do it again. And he's like, no more. Come on, I want some whipped cream and then whatever. And she's like, give me your cream, please. Give me your cream. Oh my God, dude, she was so drunk we had to like kick her out of the party. And we're just like, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you're fucking embarrassing yourself and me. And she was just like yelling at us like, I'm gonna tell you, blah blah blah. Like, it's just like, it's whipped cream, dude. Like, what the fuck? Calm the fuck down.
Too drunk.
Yeah.
Just too drunk. Just,
yeah.
Oh God. People just wanting to. That's the first kicking out a girl. In my book.
I mean, it was a great party, so it wasn't like we were like missing girls.
Yeah.
I have another story. One night, my buddy and I, we bought a bottle of Patron, a big one, big fucking bottle. And my parents were out of town. I was like, hey, dude, let's do shots. I bought a bottle of Patron. Let's just hang out, right? And he's like, all right, cool. We'll get on Napster and listen to some music, whatever. Shit. Yeah, back in the day, LimeWire and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're like, all right, cool. And so he came over. We started doing shots. Just, we'll make a margarita, whatever. And then we're just doing shots right out of the bottle. Like 8 shots in, being 117 pounds when I just graduated from high school. Like it was. I can't tolerate that kind of alcohol. And so my buddy he pulls out his cell phone. He starts calling all these chicks up. And he's like, hey, I miss you. I want to see you. He got like the liquid courage going on.
Oh, yeah.
And so he grabs the bottle and he was like, yeah, I'm drunk right now. I'm drinking Patron Silver. And he's like, you should come over. And she was like, shut up. You're fucking drunk, right? And he was like, nah. Anyways, he called a bunch of chicks to tell them like he wanted to hook up with them. All of them shut him down. And then I'm like, well, he grabs the bottle because he got rejected, and he just starts chugging it and chugging it. And dude, he left about that much left in the bottle. And he like lays down on my bed, and I thought he died. I seriously thought he died. He blacked out. I could not get him up, and then I finally like rolled him over, and he was like, I have to vomit. So I pick him up. He's a big dude too. Dragged him to our restroom. I'm like, anywhere but the sink, and he throws up in the sink. And it was like thick, and so like our sink had like that little thing where you pull up and it like clamps down so that it doesn't. Well, anyways, it was so thick that it just kept piling and piling and piling inside the fucking sink. And I'm like, dude, you threw up like $60 worth of tequila, and he could not stand up, so he like lay down on our floor, and it was just me, and I could have sworn he was gonna die. So I called my older buddy. I'm like, hey, dude, you need to come over and help me pick this guy up and take him home. And so he's like, all right, cool. So we went. He came over. We picked him up. We dropped his ass off at home, and
that was it.
That was it.
And
dude.
he died.
I thought he was almost gonna die. Like he was like. I had never seen anybody that drunk before.
Real quick, big shout out to my older brother. That same night where I was butt ass naked, one of my cousin's boyfriends, he was invited, and we were out there. The ones that I went to San Antonio with, my cousin lives there. She invited her boyfriend. That was the first time the family met him. He puked into the sink, and it filled up the way you were talking. And I'm pretty sure it was a combination of my puke as well. My brother had to clean that fucking sink. That motherfucker was brand new. I'm positive they got a brand new sink in that bitch because that motherfucker looks brand new. He cleaned it so well. Oh, dude, shout out to my big brother. He saved us all, bro.
But I like that, like the liquid courage of calling girls and like trying to like hook up with them. I remember in high school we wouldn't get drunk, but we would like be playing basketball, and then like we'll stop playing basketball. We'll sit in the car listening to music and stuff. And my buddy was just like, "Hey, let's call so and so," and we'll call her. And then as soon as she answered, we'd start singing like a NSYNC song or. Just any song that was on the radio, like any like love song, whatever, we'd just like start like yelling at the phone, like singing, but yelling at the phone, like, and she'd be like, "Oh," like it was just like the sweetest thing. I was like, "This is fucking dumb," but I fucking enjoy this shit.
Yeah.
And it was always like it was during the era of like the emo songs, also like Fall Out Boy and Relient K, like "Be My Escape." That was our big one. The Be My Escape.
That is, oh my god, I'm getting chills. Throwbacks, dude.
Nostalgia chills.
That's like. The year 2005, 2006 for me. Like,
it's fucking funny.
Emo shit. That was my jam, man.
Oh, man.
I fucking love this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for the first cold front to come in because I'm going to call my father-in-law.
I'm like 2 weeks past due, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Thanks, meteorologist in the valley.
I want to, dude, I seriously want to have a bonfire night where I just, pile a bunch of sticks and light them up and just ice chest full of beer.
Ooh, I love laughing death. On the fire. Fireside laughing death.
Fireside chats.
So you can hear the fucking crackle of the fire.
Dude, put a microphone by the crackle.
Fuck yeah. No, that sounds great.
ASMR fire.
Background ambient music noise. Hell yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. That sounds pretty good.
I want to hang out and just drink a few beers around the fire, warm up,
Definitely. I fucking love these times. I love everything about it. Like, because it's leading into finally. Most of the year in the valley is fucking heat. You know what I mean? It's sweaty, heat, and just annoying. And then like we get these few times where it's just nice to be out and and like I fucking love it, dude. I love everything that comes with all this month. You know what I mean? The dressing up, the Halloween, the everything. You know what I mean? Like the horror films. I don't know. It's just fucking a great thing. I love it. I fucking love this month.
Like fall through the winter time is like nostalgia central for me because it's always like. The best memories I've had from childhood and from high school have been like in like around these months. Like I remember, my birthday's in September, so it's like the beginning of fall. So it's always just like, hey, birthday parties that I've had before, even like in high school, like football seasons, like good games that we've had, or just like events like what is it like fall festivals and shit, like at church, like when I was younger and stuff, like all those like good memories. Not to say like other memories weren't that great, but most of the time it's just the smell. Like it's just a different kind of smell also.
Yeah.
And as soon as I smell it, like I just get thrown back like 5 years and I'm like, damn, that was a good time. And then I get sad because it's like not there anymore.
Yeah, because it doesn't last very long. But you're right. Like I attached a lot of good memories to like, I don't know why it's a good memory for me, but like the first time that it ever snowed, but one of the first times that it snowed here in the valley, the night before, I was just all over the Weather Channel and just like, I was a kid, and I was just watching like, is it gonna snow? Is it gonna snow? I've never seen snow. Like I've missed my chances, like to see snow. Like I was a kid, I was like,
and it was great too because it was like on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it was
Christmas Eve. It was Christmas Eve, 2004.
It was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
And then what was it last year when it snowed?
Yeah.
Right? It snowed again, and I was just like,
It snowed twice.
it snowed twice, and now I don't know who told me that they're predicting it's going to be another like cold winter.
I remember.
For the valley.
I remember last year we were at Coast and we were getting drunk.
Hey.
Shout out to Frankie for joining us that day.
Yeah.
And just watching like being outside, like, oh, it's gonna snow, and then just watching the little slush come down. And I was like, oh, cool.
It was fucking cold.
And
dude.
then waking up the next day, like not hungover, but like just tired and like, oh fuck, I missed all the snowfall.
Yeah, I missed it all.
I slept through it all.
I slept through it all, dude. Like, my mom came into my fucking room and she was like, "Oh yeah, hay nieve." It's like, "Se cayó nieve," and I pick up my window.
Yeah. You're too fucking drunk to
Dude,
care.
I cared. I just couldn't. My body could not, bro.
Yeah, I went outside to like two little like melting snowmans on the hood of my car and like all the shit and like, I remember my mom coming in like also this like, hey, there's snowing outside, like, oh, okay, I'll get up right now. And
Yeah.
fucking woke up like at 4 or 5 in the afternoon. I'm like,
Dude, I remember
Fuck.
smoking cigarettes outside of Coast.
Under the heaters.
Cold.
dude, those heaters were
Cold as
fucking
fuck.
legit.
They were legit, and I was still cold as fuck. I was just, oh my god, like it. I just love.
See, it's those kind of memories that you have. Like,
people always say, "Oh, it doesn't get cold in the valley." I'm like, it gets fucking cold in the valley. Like it does get cold. Like I don't care who you fucking are.
Dude, once it hits 70 degrees, all the bitches bring out the Ugg boots, the
Uggs.
leather jackets.
Dead ass.
no, not 70, 80, dude.
80 degrees.
80's where it's at.
If I know that the place that I'm going to has cold AC, I'm taking my jacket. Fuck it. Pretend that it's gonna be cold out.
Yeah, I just really love, like, I really don't have like favorite seasons because I think that's kind of gay or not. Sorry, dumb. Sorry.
Hey man.
Yeah, we don't just hear the laughing in the podcast. We love everybody, especially you. Yeah, you.
Oh shit.
Anyways, but yeah, I don't really have a favorite like months or like stuff like that. But fall, beginning of winter time is my favorite time of year, just because of everything, the fucking food, Thanksgiving, and then like I hate the whole pumpkin spice thing, but fucking pumpkin pie is great, and the whole like. The smell, just like the cinnamon smells, like the cinnamon broomsticks at the South
You mean
store.
the pumpkin spice latte thing?
Yeah. I'm not
for
really
white girls or whatever.
Yeah.
This my girl. My girl tagged me in this. She put craft beer is basically a pumpkin spice latte for a guy. And I was like, you fucking asshole. I fucking love craft beer.
That's fucking great. Okay.
Yeah. This time of fucking year is awesome.
Like,
Not hot.
I know it's kind of nerdy, but my favorite time of year is like October when it's like pigskin. It's football. It's college football.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I fucking love it. It's like it's just right when the teams start getting their rhythm and like games start getting like down to the wire and it starts to even out, and I fucking love all of that.
Definitely. Another thing I wanted to talk about. Not one of the last things, but a thing that I wanted to talk about was like, I guess we can kind of speak of this like this time of year as like a form of inspiration, because like it gives a lot of people reason to be out and not just be locked in, be out and about and stuff and enjoy just being outdoorsy, because like we're always so accustomed just having AC and shit. But like I guess I want to talk about like what inspires you to do the things you do in your life, or like to do this podcast, or what inspires you to just like stay creative or just stay on top of your whatever it may be in your life. You know what I mean? Do you have any forms of inspiration for anything?
No, I wouldn't say like I'm inspired. Like, yes, I got inspired to do this podcast because of other podcasts and stuff that I listen to and I like, especially like the big one would be the Rooster Teeth podcast, just because they do kind of the same thing that we do, but a way bigger scale, of course. But as far as like goals and stuff, I really don't have things like that. Like, it sounds pretty like lame.
No, I mean,
but
I just want to know, like, I kind of want to know more about how you guys, you know what I mean, go through a routine or like go through your life, or like how do you?
I mean, honestly, it's my wife. She's
Who?
my biggest inspiration.
Who?
My wife.
I'm sorry.
She's my biggest inspiration, man. Like, she's so every day she wakes up and she has to make a difference in somebody's life. And I'm like, fuck, it takes a really special person to want to do that because I'm very selfish and she's not. She's always giving. She's always wanting to help somebody out, and she deals with students all day. So she's always giving advice and being a mentor for people, and that's what I'm like, wow, like that's awesome. And like I said, she's a special person that can do stuff like that. But her doing that makes me want to do things, I guess, since I don't want to do that for others, for myself. So I want to make myself better.
Yeah.
And so like doing this podcast, and like Fernie said, like I've been listening to podcasts for years. Like I want to say like 8 or 9 years. And like just seeing them come out and just be themselves on camera, and then always being having their own rhythm and inside jokes, and that stuff is what inspires me and like made me want to do the podcast. And now what's inspiring me is actually getting the feedback from like our viewers,
listeners,
our viewers and our listeners. Like them saying like, "Oh, I listened to the podcast." I'm like, "Oh, really? What you think?" And they're like, "You guys are fucking
suck
stupid.
Nah,
you guys are fucking stupid. Y'all are fucking funny." And
yeah, hell yeah,
and
I get that too.
I love all that feedback, and just like, and having a hater, somebody down liked our video.
Hey,
the other
our
day.
first dislike.
Yeah,
I like it.
and
Hell
I'm
yeah.
like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Yeah, I know. I just enjoy this whole thing. Yeah, I mean, thanks. You all inspired me to want to do this every week and want to put this product out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the one thing that inspires me a lot is seeing people put effort into what they want to do in their life. Mm-hmm. Actual effort and like not complaining, and like the biggest form of this that happened to me was when I went to San Antonio recently to visit my cousin, and we had a birthday for my sister.
Yeah.
I was drunk as fuck, dude. When we went to 6th Street, I was already drunk. We pre-gamed bad, and we were drunk already. And we were walking the street, and there was this sideshow guy who I actually connected with on Instagram, and I followed him, and he showed me Spotify music. I showed him mine. He has like 2,000 followers on there.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's like a hip hop artist and stuff. And he was singing. He just had a microphone. He was just singing on the side of the road, like on the sidewalk, just singing. And like I don't know. I was feeling it, dude. Like, yeah, I might have been drunk, but like also the piece of me that came out and like, dude, I appreciate this. You know what I mean? Like I fucking let me get like I followed him. I was like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? Like you deserve this shit. Like I like seeing people be creative and like put themselves out there. You know what I mean? Like I like seeing that a lot. And there's a lot of talent like that here in the Valley of people who put themselves out there. And they're humble and they have humility. You know what I mean? You gotta fucking have humility. Like, who gives a fuck what people are gonna think about you putting yourself out there and being yourself? You know what I mean? Like, it's a great feeling. Like how you said, like, yeah, the feedback. Like, that's exactly the point. Like, it's kind of nerve wracking to put yourself out there and be a part of something where people can judge your vulnerability. But like, for the most part, other people are gonna want to do the same thing, and they're gonna get inspired by you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I like inspiring people, and I like being inspired by people who put themselves out there. Like, I really enjoy that.
Speaking about the people inspiring us, like, I went on a fucking rabbit hole because so I follow this guy on Instagram, and his name is I can't remember his name now. Raul Castillo. He's he's an actor from the Valley, born and raised, graduated from McAllen. He's been on Gotham. He's an actor. He's been on Riverdale. He's been on what's that Atypical show? He's the Sancho in Atypical.
Okay, yeah.
He's the Mexican guy on
Awesome
Atypical.
show. If you haven't seen it, Atypical is an awesome show
On Netflix,
I love
right?
it so much. Yes, I've seen both seasons already.
Yeah, and so like I was like, oh man, like who else? And I saw him comment on some other person's page saying like, hey, can you believe that we were in high school passing each other in the hallway? And I'm like, wait, who's this person? And he messaged this girl named Tanya Sriracho. And then I'm like, okay, let's look at this. She graduated from McAllen. She's the showrunner for a show on Stars called Vida. And it's having to do, it's like a drama on fucking Stars on a fucking big network.
Yeah.
She's the showrunner. She's the head writer. She's the head executive producer. That's insane to me. And so I went down this whole rabbit hole of like who has come from the Valley.
This area, yeah.
Who's and these people
If that's not
inspiring
inspiring, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's great talent.
There's always like the whole mentality, especially for not our non Rio Grande Valley listeners. Is like I'm pretty sure it's like everywhere you've been, like small town wise, like if you don't get out, you're never gonna make it out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the thing where sure they're not in the valley, they're not acting in the valley, but I mean it's not like it's a big scene down here either. But it's always interesting to see these people like not come from like a small place, because this is pretty like big place to begin with. Like it's just all lower Texas,
But it's not so diverse. Like it's a lot of the same type of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But everybody's so talented here.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that them doing something different. So I'm sorry, you were saying other people on the.
I was gonna say I was going into it too, in that, which I just found out. But if people don't know, if you're a fan of country music, but if you know the country greats, the supergroup, the Highwaymen, which includes Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Chris Christopherson. I just found out that Chris Christopherson, one of the famous country singers from the Highwaymen and also a great solo artist, was born, I don't know if he was raised, but born in Brownsville, Texas. Like,
It's crazy.
a country great, dude, from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You know what I mean? Just, I was blown. My mind was blown. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, this guy's music is awesome. And, like, on a platform like Country too, you know, like, and then to be involved with all these, I know Willie Nelson's also from Texas, but to be involved with all these other greats, you know what I mean? Like, the Valley does hold a lot of talent, dude.
They do.
It does. It spawns a lot of talent.
Like from Westago, I know I followed the UFC, and I know of a few UFC fighters from the Valley. I didn't write down one of them, but there's Gilbert Urbina. He was on The Ultimate Fighter this last season, and he trains at the Bad Motherfucker Ranch in New Mexico with Cowboy Cerrone, who's also a very talented UFC fighter. And his brother Hector Urbina was also on Tough. He competed, and he also made it into the UFC. He's a UFC fighter as well. And there's a guy from Eckouch. He's married to a girl, who's graduated with my wife. And his name is Diego Carlos Fajeda. And he's a UFC fighter. I've seen him fight 3 times, like, live, and he's great. And I'm like, fuck, all this talent came from the Valley? And that's just, like, athletes. But there's more people. There's more athletes, like Tom Landry from the Cowboys. He was a coach, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Coach from Mission, I believe. He coached the fucking Cowboys for a stint.
And then I was telling you the other time, in San Benito, there's the new stadium. It's called Bobby Morrow Stadium. It's named after Bobby Morrow, who was, I believe, was an Olympian track field runner in like the 40s, 50s, and
we have an Olympian in the Valley. That's
exactly
ridiculous.
And then from another San Benito one, just what I'm saying, because I'm from San Benito, Freddie Fender, a singer from the 70s. I don't know if you've seen, like, especially talking about the Olympics, last Winter Olympics. I think it was winter. There was a cross country skier from the Valley. Like, he was representing Mexico, but he has his own like track or team here in the Valley, and I don't know if you've seen the story, but it was just like all the Latin American countries, like I think it was Mexico, Guatemala, or whatever countries were in the Winter Olympics for the sport. Like, he was the last one to finish, but they waited for him at the finish line for him to finish. Like, you know, they gave him the flag, they picked him up, like almost like if he won first place, he was dead last, but just him finishing was just a big accomplishment, not just for him, but for everybody. And I remember seeing it, and I was like, this is fucking great. Like, I don't care if he came last or first or whatever. Just seeing somebody from the Valley at the highest level of sports, even if they're dead last, like I was still pretty proud.
Even just making it to the Olympics, qualifying. That's
one
crazy.
Of my favorite things that Freddie Fender, there's a video of Freddie Fender who's performing at the Capitol in Austin, and he has like a denim Levi's jacket. And underneath, he has like a high school Greyhounds shirt, like a shirt that you get in PE.
That's awesome.
And it says Greyhounds, and he's singing and stuff on stage. I'm like, dude, this is so beautiful. Like, this is so freaking awesome.
And wasted nights.
Yeah, dude. He has such a curious way of singing. Like, I love it.
It's always like the.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, talking about like stadiums and stuff. Like the Westaco Stadium, where I'm from, is Bobby Lackey Stadium, and he was a quarterback from UT. I think he did some time in the NFL, but he was best known for like being the UT quarterback, and he's
from the Valley.
Yeah, and it's named after him. Like,
it's
just all these names that you see growing up. You don't understand why it's significant, and then until later on, you you see what they've done and just like, whoa, this is pretty fucking crazy.
There's also a guy who recently it was being shared on Facebook. Cosme Flores. He's from Donna, Texas. He graduated a few years ago. He went to UT. He got casted in the upcoming Power Rangers Beast Morphers show on Nickelodeon. That's so freaking cool to me.
Definitely.
Like,
I remember when I saw that too. Yeah, that's crazy. I love Power Rangers. It holds a good place in my heart.
Yeah, like, and it's like little things like Michael Cole, the announcer from WWE, the commentator. He lives in Westaco.
What? For real?
Yeah, he lives in Westaco. His wife is friends with my wife's aunt. Like really good friends.
That's so crazy.
Yeah. We have a bunch of musicians like Elida Reina, Margarita. They're also Latin Grammy Award winners. Margarita's from Donna. She won Female Entertainer of the Year, Female Vocalist of the Year. We have a hometown boy because we're filming in Edinburgh.
Hey.
Bobby Pulido. He sings my favorite Tejano song, Desvelado. I fucking love that song, dude. It's great. We also have Ramon Ayala, the king of the accordion, the godfather of one of our friends. Insane. We have Valiente Rodriguez from Elsa. He was on the George Lopez show. Crazy. David.
I was going to say, I mean, if this isn't enough, these people, to inspire you, or just even somebody like us, like if inspiring you to do what you want to do, I mean, there's so much talent around, and like, just know that everybody's talented, and everybody is creative in some way, and everybody can do anything they want to do. I just want to say to our listeners, like, go do what you want to do. Like, it's so fun. Like, we're having a blast almost every single time.
These people took a risk.
Yeah,
and it paid off.
It did.
So
and
yeah,
they want to do what they were passionate about, and I think I want to wrap it up on that note. That inspiration is a peculiar thing. Yeah, maybe we may not have goals in front of us or whatever in our life, but if you're debating whether or not you should do something that you're really passionate about, I say do it.
Yeah.
Go do what you want to do.
And if you know anybody who's a local celebrity, please message us in the comments on YouTube or hit us up on Instagram.com/ at Laugh and Death.
Yes, sir.
Podcast. At Laugh and Death Podcast.
At Laugh and Death Podcast. Remember, guys, look us up on iTunes, Google Play Music, and Spotify. Make sure you subscribed on the YouTube channel. We're growing from here. We're at 107 subscribers. Let's keep that number going up. Let's keep on going, and let us know what you guys want us to talk about. Comment some topics that you think we should talk about, because we really want your input on all of our episodes.
It inspires us to keep doing what we're doing, guys.
Definitely. And we just want to engage with you guys.
And like we said, this show is for you. So if you guys have topics that you guys want us to talk about, touch on, let us know. We'll try to fit it into our main discussion. So
yeah.
I think we need to follow up on this once we get like feedback from our listeners.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of the Laugh and Death Podcast. I'm Alex.
Fernie.
Dave.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your feedback. And go ahead and follow us. Check us out. Share this with your loved ones. This is a really great time to be alive. I just feel so passionate right now.
I love you.
Let's get some brews.
Yes, you.
Yeah, let's go get some bevs, man.
Okay, bye.
I'm super thirsty.
All right, I'm gonna stop recording.
And death.